Right now in the Amazon, there are snakes longer than a school bus, crocodilians that haven't changed since the dinosaurs, fish with teeth sharper than a shark, spiders large enough to eat birds, and creatures so strange that scientists spent years debating whether they were real. The Amazon is not a rainforest, it is a living museum of everything evolution has ever produced, and most of it has never been seen by human eyes. Let's start with the Amazon River itself, because what lives beneath its surface is genuinely unlike anything else on Earth. The Amazon River contains more species of freshwater fish than the entire Atlantic Ocean. Scientists have identified over 3,000 species of fish in the Amazon and estimate hundreds more remain undiscovered. And the most famous resident of those waters is one of the most misunderstood creatures on Earth, the piranha. Piranhas have a reputation as blood-frenzied killers, but the reality is far more interesting. Most piranha species are omnivores. They eat seeds, fruit, and insects just as much as they eat meat. The famous feeding frenzy behavior only occurs in specific conditions, usually when food is extremely scarce, and piranhas are packed into shrinking water pools during dry season. Indigenous people swim in piranha-filled waters regularly and consider piranhas an important food source themselves. Now let's talk about the creature that genuinely deserves its terrifying reputation, the green anaconda. The green anaconda is the heaviest snake on Earth, with documented individuals reaching over 250 kilograms. And lengths of up to 8 to 9 meters have been reliably recorded, with credible reports of even larger individuals. Anacondas are constrictors. They don't use venom. They wrap around their prey and squeeze until the prey cannot breathe. They can swallow prey whole, including deer, capybara, caimans, and in documented cases, jaguars. After a large meal, an anaconda may not need to eat again for months. Now, let's talk about the Amazon's crocodilians, because these animals are living proof that some designs are so perfect they don't need to change. Crocodilians have existed for over 240 million years. They survived the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs. The Amazon is home to 6 species of crocodilian, including the black caiman, which is one of the largest predators in South America. Black caimans can reach lengths of 5 to 6 meters and weigh over 400 kilograms. They are apex predators. Nothing in the Amazon hunts them except giant anacondas and humans. Now, here's something about the Amazon that most people don't realize. It contains creatures that are essentially living dinosaurs. The Arapaima, one of the largest freshwater fish on Earth, has a lineage stretching back over 23 million years. Arapaima can grow up to 3 meters long and weigh over 200 kilograms, making them one of the most impressive fish alive today. And here's the extraordinary thing about Arapaima: they breathe air. They must surface every 5 to 15 minutes to breathe, making a distinctive gulping sound that fishermen can hear from the surface. Now, let's talk about the giant river otter, an animal so fierce that local people call it the river wolf. Giant river otters can reach nearly 2 meters in length, making them the largest otter species on Earth. They hunt in coordinated family groups and have been documented chasing caimans out of their territory. They are extraordinarily intelligent, with complex family social structures, coordinated hunting strategies, and territory defense behaviors. Now, let's talk about the Amazon's electric eel, which is not actually an eel at all. Electric eels can generate electric discharges of up to 860 volts, enough to stun a horse. They use electricity for 3 different purposes: hunting prey, self-defense, and navigation in the murky Amazon water. In 2019, scientists discovered that what was thought to be one species of electric eel is actually 3 distinct species, including one that produces the strongest electric discharge of any known animal. Now let's move to the forest, because what lives in the trees above the Amazon River is just as extraordinary. The jaguar is the largest cat in the Americas and the 3rd largest cat on Earth, and the Amazon is its last great stronghold. Unlike most cats, jaguars actively love water and are powerful swimmers who hunt in rivers as well as on land. Jaguars have the strongest bite of any big cat on Earth, powerful enough to pierce turtle shells and crocodilian skulls. Now let's talk about the Goliath birdeater, the world's largest spider, because this creature needs to be seen to be believed. The Goliath birdeater has a leg span of up to 30 centimeters, roughly the size of a dinner plate. Despite its name, it rarely eats birds. It mostly hunts insects, frogs, mice, and small lizards. Its fangs are 3 to 4 centimeters long, large enough to break human skin, but its venom is relatively mild. Now let's talk about the bullet ant, whose sting is considered the most painful insect sting on Earth. The Schmidt Pain Index, which ranks insect stings from 1 to 4 rates the bullet ant at the maximum level 4. The sting has been described as feeling like being shot, which is exactly how the ant got its name. Some indigenous groups use bullet ants in coming-of-age ceremonies, requiring young men to wear gloves filled with stinging ants for 10 minutes. Now, let's talk about the poison dart frog, one of the most beautiful and most deadly creatures in the Amazon. A single golden poison dart frog contains enough toxin to kill 10 adult humans, making it one of the most toxic animals on Earth. And here's the fascinating thing. Poison dart frogs raised in captivity away from their natural diet are not poisonous at all. Their bright colors are a warning signal to predators called aposematism, essentially advertising their toxicity to anything that might try to eat them. Now, let's talk about the harpy eagle, the apex aerial predator of the Amazon and one of the most powerful birds on Earth. Harpy eagles have talons the size of grizzly bear claws and a grip strength powerful enough to crush bone. They hunt monkeys and sloths by plucking them directly from the canopy, diving at speeds of up to 80 kilometers per hour. Now, let's talk about something that scientists discovered about the Amazon that completely changes how we think about its animal diversity. Scientists discover an average of 1 new species in the Amazon every 2 days. Between 1,999 and 2015, over 2,000 new species were discovered in the Amazon, including 400 new fish species, including new species of monkey, dolphin, anaconda, and a river dolphin. That was the first new river dolphin species discovered in nearly a century. Now let's talk about the Amazon river dolphin, the Bodo, because this creature is one of the strangest animals on Earth. Bodo dolphins are pink, not gray like ocean dolphins, and they become pinker when they are excited or active. Bodos can rotate their heads 90 degrees, something no ocean dolphin can do, which helps them navigate through flooded forest. They have the largest brain relative to body size of any cetacean, making them among the most intelligent animals in the Amazon. Now, let's talk about something that puts all of this animal diversity into perspective. The Amazon represents just 5% of Earth's surface, but contains approximately 10% of all species on Earth. A single hectare of Amazon rainforest can contain more tree species than all of North America combined. And scientists estimate that only about 10% of Amazon species have actually been formally described and studied, which means 90% of what lives in the Amazon is still essentially unknown to science. Now, here's the part that should genuinely concern all of us, because we are destroying this irreplaceable living library faster than we can study it. Scientists estimate that we may be losing species from the Amazon before they are ever discovered species that could contain medicines, materials, or insights that could change the world. 25% of all modern medicines were discovered from rainforest plants, and we have studied less than 1% of Amazon plant species for medical potential. The Amazon is not just the world's greatest nature reserve, it is the world's greatest undiscovered pharmacy. Now, here's what I find most extraordinary about the Amazon's animal life. Every creature in the Amazon, no matter how terrifying or strange, is perfectly adapted to its specific role in one of the most complex ecosystems ever created. Remove any one of them, and the entire system shifts in ways we cannot fully predict. The anaconda keeps caiman populations in check. The caiman keeps fish populations. Balance the fish keep the river ecosystem functioning. Even the poison dart frog's toxins, which come from the insects it eats, connect it to plant chemistry, insect evolution, and predator behavior in ways that scientists are still mapping. The Amazon is not a collection of individual animals. It is one enormous, interconnected, living system. And it took millions of years of evolution to assemble, which is why what we are doing to it matters so much. There are creatures in the Amazon that have no name, that have never been seen by a scientist, that may go extinct before we ever know they existed. Every species that goes extinct takes with it millions of years of evolutionary information that we will never be able to recover. The Amazon has existed for over 55 million years. It has survived ice ages, volcanic eruptions, and climate shifts that transformed the rest of the planet. But it has never faced anything like what it is facing now. The snakes and the caimans and the jaguars and the electric eels have been here for millions of years, and they deserve to be here for millions more. The Amazon is not just a place. It is 4 billion years of life on Earth's greatest experiment, and there is nowhere else like it on this planet or any other we have ever found.